class of 2016.
2003.
2020.
I graduated in 1982.
Class of 06.
1974.
2017.
2007.
Class of 03.
1985.
1995.
And I graduated Carmel High School in 2018.
I graduated in 1969.
But you know what? You're as old as you feel, and driving full time keeps me going, keeps me busy. And
I think it just feels like home for most of us. It's just like the place that we grew up, and then we just still get to come here every day for work.
I feel like there's just a different sense of pride. I think that comes from being a former Greyhound, I guess, but always being a Greyhound.
Being from Carmel, I always had this desire to come back and teach in Carmel. And with Creekside Middle School opening and a position opening, I took the opportunity to come here and have been here ever since.
this is where I live.
Well, it's funny, I live in Fishers now, but I wanted to drive for Carmel because I went to Orchard Park, I went to Clay, I went to Carmel High School.
It's almost indescribable after being a police officer for a total of 14 years now, and knowing that my responsibility is probably as big as it's ever been. And in the hometown where I grew up, it's an indescribable feeling of honor and pride.
Yes, some of the people that I now get to work with are also Carmel alums that I know. And I have kids of friends now, which is a little mind-blowing, but yeah, super fun.
Well, I was lucky enough to have a son, a niece, a nephew, 2 grandsons graduate, and now I'm on my last one who's an 8th grader here at school with me.
Brittany was in my club, Wild Bunch.
I was.
As a student.
I was.
And Siege and I was on a softball player. He was a baseball player when we were in high school, so our
And
paths
Jimmy and I
crossed.
used to study together.
Amy and I have pretty much gone to school almost every year of our life.
And all 4 of us went to Purdue University. And
The boiler room.
Yeah,
I did not.
Yeah, that's
Principal Klingensmith at Carmel Elementary, where I work, coincidentally we found out was my 6th grade social studies teacher. It was her first year of teaching, and it was 24 years ago, but she was my 6th grade social studies teacher.
Being at Smoky Row, going to being a cougar, I've never had any negative effect going. And I have kids, and so my dream was, okay, if I'm here in Carmel, can I get my kids to also be part of the CCS district and have the amazing teachers and experience that I had.
And if education is in, the career path that you're looking for, I think it draws a lot of people back just because of the prestige, if you will, and respect that the school system has.
It's all full circle for me, and I've just absolutely loved how successful Carmel set me up to be.
So I've always wanted to be a teacher, and at Carmel High School they have an amazing program called Kids Corner, where I spent half of my day planning, creating, and teaching preschool age students.
When I was in college, I came back here to Carmel High School to shadow Dave Schlepper, who was my freshman center counselor, and knew that this is what I wanted to do after spending a day with him.
I actually thank Carmel High School for showing me my career. I did Best Buddies freshman year through senior year, and now I am the special education teacher here.
Got on the tutor list for NHS, and I had a handful of tutoring gigs that I did at the Old Carmel Library, also known as the Wellness Center.
Besides being in the marching band for 4 years and having a lot of that structure and that background, I got to volunteer with and have an elective class with, at the time, the Carmel Place School Police, with the 2 police officers that were assigned inside of Carmel High School.
I did cadet teaching, but I actually did cadet teaching in middle school because I really wanted to go back and work with my 8th grade English teacher, Mr. Elijah Moffitt, who's back at Clay.
And I've worked in 3 other districts. The level of expectation here at Carmel is different, and I think that's what brings the best out in us as administrators and our students and our community.
I'm way more vested in this school, so when opportunities come up to work at a basketball game or a football game or coach track or cheerleading, I'm all in because I loved it here and I loved the experience that this school gave me. So my heart is really in it, and it makes me excited to come to work every day.
It would be the last thing that junior high Dave would think that he would be doing at this point in his life, but this is where I am and I love it, and don't plan on going anywhere.
It's the people the people you work with, your community you live in, families, other people's children that I get to enjoy over and over again.
Carmel just offers a community that is unmatched and unlike anything else.
The people make Carmel special.
The people, the sense of community that there is here, and the sense that education is really important.
I loved high school.
Yes, me too.
I did.
And
my parents were teachers, so
I have to tell you, I loved high school so much that I have a favorite room. C149 was my favorite room. Yes. So sometimes I just go to C149 still as an adult.
oh, that's so
I love C149. You know what, Mr. Itzke?